Hey YouTube, it's your girl Razia J and I'm back with another video. If this is your very first time landing on my channel and seeing my face, welcome. Glad that you are here. And if you have been rocking with me, rocking with Ray, thank you so much for your continual support. It really means the world to me. I know that I say this in every video, but this channel, this platform, this space would not be anything without you guys. And every time I get a notification that I have a new subscriber or someone commented or I got a thumbs up, it really reminds me that I am in community with the people that need me. And if you are watching and you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button, join the family, join the tribe, join my channel. I love to interact with you and I love to bring content on this platform in this space. So hit the subscribe button, it's absolutely free. And if you feel like you want to do a little bit more, turn on your post notification bell, and make sure that you never miss another upload, another video from me. Make sure you're in the know of when I drop these videos. Okay, so guys, this video is a video that I'm doing because I saw on Instagram one of my homies, Donzel Lampkins, he's a social worker. He did a video that said, "You were waitlisted, now what?" or something along the lines of that. And when I saw his graphic, I knew I had to do this video because it was something that made me think back to a season of my life. And I wanted to share with you guys, like, if you are waitlisted, what does that mean? Now what? So what? How do you navigate that space? So if you are on your journey and you are applying to higher education and you want to know what happens or how you should feel or what is the next step if you got waitlisted, stay tuned. So yes, guys, this video is all about if you got waitlisted. If you got waitlisted, what does that mean? Honestly speaking, if you got waitlisted, I think the first thing that you have to really do for your own mental health and your own journey is to take it all in. Take it all in. Take it all in. And then as you're taking it all in, make sure that you are looking at the facts versus the things that your mind is trying to tell you about the situation. I always say, if you got a waitlisted notification or notice in the mail, email, however they send it these days, that means they need to take more time. That simply means that the admissions department, the chair, the board, whoever is making this choice needs more time to come to a conclusion on what they want to do with you as an applicant. I honestly did not watch Donzel's video because I wanted to come here from a very raw place. And this is a very personal place for me because what many people don't know is last year I was waitlisted. I think a lot of people glorify the fact that I got into all three schools that I applied to. But the truth is, one of those schools sent me an email that said, "Thank you for your application. At this moment, you are on the waiting list." And what it said, something along the lines like, if they think that we are a good fit, they will respond to me with either a acceptance or a denial. And I'm not gonna lie, the first time I read that, I was a little bit taken aback. Like, what do you mean waitlisted? Like, how can you waitlist Razia? And I remember in that moment, I started to question, was that the right school for me, or did I make the right choice, or what did I not put in my application, or if my grades wasn't good enough? I started going down this rabbit hole of negativity. And I remember having to just take a moment in my journal to reflect on how I was feeling. In that moment, I felt as if I wasn't good enough. But also through that journal entry and through that moment of processing, I got an opportunity to just look at the facts. And the facts was that If they wanted to deny my application, they would have done that. And because they did not do that, that meant that they still felt like I was a good enough candidate to be in their program. And I had to be okay with the fact that they needed a little bit more time, right? The thing with higher education is that they are also on a timeline, right? So when we apply to a program, they tell us that they have a turnaround time of 2 to 6 weeks, depending on the university, depending on the institution, right? As it's getting closer to that timeline, they have to send something out. They can't just not send anything, no communication, no nothing, and think that that's okay, right? So they have to send something out. I am not part of higher education. I'm not part of an admissions team, but my educated guess would be this, right? When they get applicants, they look for certain things as to who moves on to the next phase, right? So all the people that did not move on to the next phase, they automatically get that email that says that at this time they do not think that they're a good fit and they don't wish to move forward with them with their undergraduate or graduate studies, right? But if you are somewhere in the middle, they'll move you forward, right? And then I think from that batch, they take out all the candidates that they are positive is a good fit and works for that institution, and they send out the acceptance, right? And those who are left in the middle to shuffle, they send out a wait list. That is what I believe. Sent a wait list notification. The first thing is that you were not denied. So I want you to process it as just a moment in time where they are trying to figure out if you are a good fit. The next thing that you can do is celebrate the acceptances that you have, and don't wait for that wait list to turn into either an acceptance or a decline, okay? Celebrate the acceptances that you do have. I think that all universities have a cap, right? And I think that at some point in the capping, they have to accept a certain amount of candidates, right? So let's say that that number is 500. So they accepted 500 people, they declined 1,000 or 300 people, and then they have 50 people who are up in the air because they are waiting to see if another candidate that they sent the acceptance to says, I do not want this seat, and then it goes down the line of the wait list. So the wait list is not the end of the world. I just want you guys to know that, right? The wait list is not the end of the world. You can get waitlisted and you can still get accepted. You can get waitlisted and you can still get a denial letter, right? Waitlisting just means we are not sure or we filled all the slots and you have to wait. And I know that sometimes when we are applying for programs, that seems like a gut punch, right? Like, what you mean? What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? I'm not good enough and you gonna waitlist me. What you mean? What you mean? I'm on the wait list. You know, it's one of those things, right? Where we are in our feelings about the way that higher education is ran. There is only a certain amount of seats that they have. Like, they don't have this unlimited amount of seats that they can provide for students to come. So everyone cannot get into every program. That is the truth. You cannot get into every program, right? Because they do have a threshold. They have a cap, how many students they can afford to admit into the program and the faculty that they have to cover those students. I personally go to Fordham University. I have never been in a class with more than 15 students. So let's say Fordham accepted more students than they have allocated for, right? Then those are students who either won't make classes because there's a threshold, students who will have to take classes that don't work for what they want to do, or students who will just be like, I hate Fordham because I am on the struggle bus because they don't have the support that I need. So honestly, I think that if you are waitlisted, I believe process it, but it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean that you're any less smarter than someone that got into this program. It doesn't mean that professionally you're not gonna make it versus the people that go to these programs. If you was waitlisted, you were just waitlisted. And I think that understanding that it's not the end of the world, and that as much as a program is looking at you as a candidate, you are also looking at that program to see if it's a good fit. Sometimes being waitlisted gives you that extra time to really shuffle through the papers and see if it's the school for you. And I just want to make this a little bit more personal so you guys can understand that I empathize, and I also sympathize, and I've been there. So last year I applied to 3 universities and I was waitlisted by one of them. And I remember getting my first acceptance letter from Syracuse and being over the moon because I was like, oh my God, I got accepted to Syracuse, yada, 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 yada. And I remember looking at the letter from Syracuse and saying, I'm waiting for Columbia. I'm waiting for Columbia. I'm waiting for Columbia. And the next thing I knew, I got an email from Columbia and they were like, at this time, we are placing you on the waiting list. And I remember feeling like I was dying on the inside because I was like, what? Me? And I started to feel like a little bit less than. Like, I was like, okay, well, if Columbia is putting me on the waiting list, then Fordham is going to put me on the waiting list. And I remember having to process that feelings in my journal of how I felt. Like, I know it's a little bit over the top to say that I felt like I was grieving. I don't think grief is the right word, but I definitely was feeling something. I was feeling a little bit disappointed. I was feeling a little bit rejected. I was feeling like I had a lot of questions that was going unanswered because what do you mean I was waitlisted? And just like many of you watching this video, right, you're asking the question, what does it mean I was waitlisted? And I had to go through a process of like figuring out what that meant. And for me, it simply meant that they reached their threshold and they were waiting to see if anyone in that acceptance log was going to drop off to offer me a spot, right? And I didn't see it as me being second best. I really saw it as me being one of the candidates that they could not strongly decline. So they needed to give it a little bit more time. And I was okay with that, right? Because I felt like if I got declined, I would have felt some type of way. After I got that waitlist notification, I got notified by Fordham that I was accepted. And that was another high for me. I was like, wow, I was accepted to Fordham University, da, 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 and I was over the moon. And it was in that moment that I started to think about it, like, as much as these schools feel like they're making the choice, I'm making the choice, because now you're asking me to let you know if I want to attend your program. And the day before I solidified my decision on what school I was going to, I found out that I got into the Columbia program. And that's when I started to see waitlisting as not a bad thing, but as a extended time for them to figure it out, because I thought that waitlisted was just like, okay, they waitlisted me because they was going to decline me. But then I had to start to ask myself, like, if they're going to decline you, girl, if they're going to decline you, boo-boo, they're going to decline you. They're not going to play these games of sending like a waitlist notification and then decline you. That may happen, right? Because let's say that all 500 people that they sent the acceptance to takes the seats. They're going to then tell everyone on the waitlist that there's no spots for you. So, you know, try again next time, try again next year, next semester, or something like that. But the fact that I got accepted after the waitlist really proved to me that waitlisting is just like a middle ground, right? They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to see if there's a space for you. They're trying to see what they can make shake so you can be part of the program. So if you were waitlisted, it's not the end of the world. You got this, and whatever school is for you is for you. So waitlisting doesn't mean that you are a reject. It doesn't mean that you're not smart enough. It doesn't mean that you don't have what it takes to be a good social worker or a good whatever profession you're in. It simply means that you were waitlisted and they have to make a decision about you, and they will make it in due time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, peace.